Right. Cool. All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kudash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And once again, more current events, more updates on current events, right? Because that's top of the list, pertaining to prophecy. As the scriptures tell us, we have to measure the times diligently. All right, we have to stay upon our watch, and a part of that, as your job, is to actually watch. Currently look through the various different articles. Watching the different news sites, news clips, videos that brothers and elders post up. So you're aware and you're alert as to everything that's going on. Everywhere, because one person can't keep track of it all, but that's why the Lord has a body, So with that body, brother or sees something here, they make a post about it. They may put in the group chat, they may do a video on it. So it's like we're able to see everywhere, because of this body, and that's why it's so important, that you stay connected and in the loop. All right. Um, Now this is an article from Bloomberg.com. I was able to configure the stream, so it's the link to the article is already in the description box right now. If you click on the description box, you should see it there. But as you can see, dealing with shutoffs and energy bills, and this is over here in the U.S. We've been talking a lot about the energy crisis in the UK, but like we mentioned, it's not isolated to just the UK. All right, this, as you can see, people are also struggling here in the US, and it's only going to get worse. And as all this is going on, your favorite president, Joe Biden, is out here pushing more and more money into the economy, already making it. I mean, it's already impossible for the Fed to maneuver out of this one, and now they just pumping more and more money in here. Now, anybody who can see and ask rational questions and think rationally would be able to sit back and say, hold on 1 second. Don't we already have inflation? Why would you be making moves and signing bills and legislations and things that are going to further, make inflation worse? If you look at everything that this guy Biden has done and this quote unquote Biden administration, and really around the world, whenever there's a problem, it seems like they're actually feeding into the problem. If you actually sit back and you don't fall for the narrative and you just look at the actions they're doing and think through what the problem is, you'll see that, hold on 1 second, you guys are putting gasoline on the fire, whether short term or long term. You're not trying to fight the fire, you're making the fire worse. But they do it in such a discreet and complicated way, that people will not actually go and look into what the problem is. So whatever they hear, what they could be telling you how to make the problem worse, but they'll just label it solution, and people will fall for it. Yeah. As long as it fixes things. Your house is burning down. They come in. No, we got to pour gasoline on it. Really? Yeah, that's the solution. Okay. That's how they've conditioned these people's minds to be. So it says a tsunami of shutoffs. 20 million US homes are behind on energy bills. Surging electricity prices spur worst ever crisis in late utility payments. And you're starting to hear that more and more. The worst ever, the worst we've ever seen, the craziest in history, historical. All right. And that's the trend for Jacob's trouble. There's gonna literally Jeremiah 30:7, Daniel 12:1, and other precepts tell you it's gonna be a time like never before. So it says here, a dream nice or niece, I would just call it nice. That's what it looks like. So a dream nice um, woke up early on the morning of July 25th to news she'd been dreading. The power company Xcel Energy Inc. Had shut off the electricity to the small Minneapolis apartment she shares with her teenage son, just as a heat wave was bearing down on the city. Nice had been struggling financially ever since the pandemic hit, racking up more than $3,000 in past due utility bills. The warnings she'd gotten on her monthly statement, final notice, scrawled in big bold letters, had prepared her to some degree, but it was still jarring to find the fridge dark and the air conditioner silent. With temperatures set to reach 95 degrees Fahrenheit in the coming days, she needed the power back on and fast. And see, I mean, it's one thing to have no AC in the summer, but it's a completely other thing to have no heat in the winter. Okay, I mean, I'm not an expert on it, but I'm pretty sure there's a high, like, more people die in the winter than the summer in terms of by weather conditions alone. Like if you go back to the past, the winter time was always the hardest time, for like ancient civilizations. Okay, because that's when you would have the most deaths. Newborn babies would have a harder time surviving because of the cold. They didn't have such advanced technology like today to be able to, warm you up on different avenues and different fronts, you know. So it's much harder. There's different kinds of you're more susceptible to different sicknesses, and all of that during the winter, especially if you're not able to keep yourself warm than you are during the summer. So yeah, she's dreading the heat that's coming because of course you can get, you can die because of heat. But when the wintertime comes, that's going to be a completely different monster because you're not energy. Energy is not just heat. Okay, energy is, like you saw, the refrigerator. Energy is the lights. Okay, energy is pretty much everything that makes the things run inside of your house, TVs, all of that. So if you're barely holding on and your refrigerator goes off, your freezer goes off, all the food that's in there starts to go bad, you can't eat it all in a short amount of time in order to preserve it. So that's going to be very difficult for a lot of people because there's an upward trend in the prices of energy. It says the nice household is one of some 20 million across the country, about 1 in 6 American homes that have fallen behind on their utility bills. And eventually it'll start to look like the UK did, they'll start calling on the government to do something about it. And your favorite President Biden is going to come out and say, yeah, I got a plan, whatever that may be. Okay, but as you can see, as it gets bad, they're gonna start, government's got to do something. This is not right. We're struggling, and inflation, and minimum wage is still too low, and all of these things that are going on. And I mean, let it get bad enough, and people are gonna take to the streets. Okay, it says the scriptures tell you about that. Second Ezra, the 9th chapter, about uproars of the people. So it says here, and according to the National Energy Assistance Directors Association, or NIADA, the worst crisis the group has ever documented. Underpinning those numbers is a blistering surge in electricity prices, propelled by the soaring cost of natural gas. So you see, it's affecting the UK, but it's not just the UK; it's affecting everywhere else. And you can feel the darkness, the storm of Jacob's trouble. Just the winds of it are blowing, and you can feel it, and you can tell how severe a storm is by the winds as well. The winds that precede it. So you're starting to feel those winds, those dark winter winds. All right, and they're coming, and they're not coming in hot; they're coming in cold. So it says here, the power bill crisis It's even more acute in Europe, where the spike in natural gas prices has been far greater in the wake of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So when you see them start to use terms like this, remember that they work through priming and conditioning and gradualism, but it's always some enchantment or deception going on somewhere. And words, phrases, speech patterns, these can definitely put you in either a high level or low level hypnosis, high level or low level in trance. That's real. When they repeat the same thing, people never pick up on that, you know. And just slightly drifting off topic for a second, I've noticed that, and I mentioned it when they talk. Whenever anybody is so interesting, anybody that talks about the MOTB, the charagma, the C-hip, they always have to say it's about the size of a grain of rice. A random person on the street who went and got a implant, they put him on the news. Yeah, it's a nice simple implant about the size of a grain of rice. Like, everybody has to say that, and I'm looking at him like, this is not coincidence. It's coordinated. It's almost like they tell them, look, you have to say it. The news anchors, they say it. Everybody that promotes this thing always throws that phrase out there. Pay attention, you'll hear it. It's about the size of the grain of rice, the size of a grain of rice. And there's something behind why they have to keep on saying that, But, I mean, relating it back to this is they keep mentioning all this in the wake of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, right? They're not saying the war on Ukraine, the war in Ukraine, the war between Russia and Ukraine. No, Russia's invasion of Ukraine. There's a way they say it, there's how they say it, and they keep on saying it because guess what? Now your brain starts to associate all the problems you're going in with Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Russia's invasion of Ukraine. This is why whenever it looks like things are going to die down over there, they spark something up. Oh, you know what? We still need this thing to go on so we can use it as an excuse, as something we can blame all the other problems that we're causing on. So you know what? We still need Russia to be the boogeyman. Assassinate, the one of the advisors, daughter. Take her ass out. Rile them up. Do you need to set up a false attack and blame them? Do what you got to do, but keep them in the news and in the narrative as the bad guys who are just, oh, they want to have peace talks. No. You got to find a reason to shut that down. You have to keep prolonging this because the longer it goes, the more we can keep using it as a reason for all the the other collapses and shit we're about to do. As they say, never let a good crisis go to waste. What do you think that means? If they need that crisis to last longer, they will make the crisis last longer. But as it says, policymakers there, which is in Europe, have sprung into action, throwing billions of euros in aid at struggling families to help them pay bills. You see what I mean? Okay, is one thing, but you need to really just sit back and think about what condition is the UK facing right now. UK is going through inflation, soon to be hyperinflation. They're talking about inflation is looking to be 18% by the beginning of next year. All right. And they're also going through an energy crisis. All right. Do you think that throwing in billions of euro into the economy, yes, is to help aid struggling families, but what's going to be the effect of that? When you have inflation and you pump more money into the economy, what do you think happens? How do you think inflation happens in the first place? Yes, the value of the currency goes down, but why is that? The more of something you have, the less valuable it is. Things like precious metals and stuff like that, they're a part, something that adds onto their value is their rarity. That's why the more rare something is, the more valuable it is. When you start to pump more money into the economy, you're diluting the power, the purchasing power of that currency. So yes, if you say, oh, but let's not worry about that right now. Right now, we need to take care of these struggling families. You are the cause of their energy bills going up. Then you bring a solution that's going to bring an even bigger problem. So it's never. That's why you never trust your enemy, as the scripture said, because there's nothing they're gonna do to help you. If your leg is broken, they'll heal your leg and implant another disease inside your body. So you're always at a disadvantage. There's always a catch. There's a temporary fix with a long-term problem. So watch what's going to happen in the UK. Governments are going to step in. Oh yeah, throw in some more money, throw in some more money, throw in some more money. And okay, you may help them for a while, but eventually you're going to create an even bigger mess. It says here, there's been no meaningful talk of doing anything on a similar scale in the US, where the handwriting has been dedicated, as always, to the gyrations of gasoline prices at the pump. Utility shutoffs can have deadly consequences, though a risk that's becoming more palpable as summer heat shatters records. Already gut punched by soaring prices, which you need to now take a look at food, because coming fall, the food prices are going to start jumping up as well. Okay, understand that this isn't a normal case, because the prices of these things are going up, and then they're being like you're being hit with another hit, which is just inflation, where the prices of everything is going up. So shortages and inflation are not a good mix. It says more and more people are facing a choice among food, housing, and keeping the power on. And we said this. We said this, that as prices go up, you're not going to be able to afford all three. You need to now start picking. And it's going to start with, okay, what can I cut out? Right? And then eventually it's going to be, well, what can I keep? Because I can't cut out. Because when you cut some, let's say you pay maybe like, all right, out of this list, right? Food, housing, and power, right? That's like three things. Eventually you have to now start thinking, okay, what can I cut out? So say you cut out power, you're left with food and housing. Eventually you're not going to have the option of having the majority and cutting out one or two things. Soon you're only going to be able to afford only one. So now it goes from what out of these three can I cut out and keep the rest, to what out of these three do I choose, because I can only afford one. That's how it was eventually, as things get worse, people are going to have to face that. And then you're going to worry about, do I eat or do I freeze? Do I eat or do I sleep outside? What do I do? And it's going to get worse, and people are going to get very angry, because people have children and families, and they need to take care of themselves. And when people don't get what they need, especially when it comes to living, food, housing, these necessities, they get very, 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 very angry. And they look for somebody to blame. So as it says, I expect a tsunami of shutoffs, says Jean Su, a senior attorney at the Center for Biological Diversity, which tracks utility disconnections across the U.S. A tsunami of shutoffs. Well, you better expect a tsunami of protests and riots, because Nice 45 is a house cleaner. Damn. Her work dried up almost overnight when the C19 swept through Minnesota in early 2020. Things are picking up again, but inflation is eating into the money she makes. Just filling, and I mean, damn, but it says just filling up her old Saturn sedan to drive from house to house now costs about $50 a week. So if she's doing house cleaning, gas is gonna take up a big portion of her money, because she, like I said, she has to drive from house to house. And then as oh man, shit. It says she found it impossible to set aside enough money for utilities. So it's like you're paying more in order to be able to work, in order to pay more. Damn. It says she found it impossible to set aside enough money for utilities, especially as her power bill effectively doubled over the past year. And this is the thing, because even last year and the year before, it is an interesting balance too. But even last year and the year before, they were saying that people are living paycheck to paycheck. Paycheck to paycheck means that if I miss a paycheck, I'm screwed. But when you're living paycheck to paycheck, the slightest turbulence in your bills will screw you over, because your paycheck is just enough to cover to cover everything you need, and you probably have nothing left after that. So if like if this is the situation, and now your bills that you were just barely able to cover are going up, they go out of your affordability range and you can't cover it. And there's so much going on for people right now, so much limitations as well, because now you gotta take the Vanessa to do this, you gotta do this. So it's like a real tsunami, a real wave of troubles that people are going through. But the worst part is that the Lord said these are just the beginning of sorrows. These aren't even the troubles you need to worry about yet. These are just the beginnings. So you can only imagine what is to come, right? But I said it was an interesting balance because 2 years ago, right, people were just sitting home getting $800, $1,200, $600, and it was just every week just coming in, boom, boom, boom. People buying boats, people buying cars, people buying whatever they want to buy. And here it is. These people had to pay rent. These people had to pay bills. But they said, there's a moratorium. I ain't doing that. I'm chilling. People taking trips to Miami for cheap. Damn, the prices are cheap. Yeah, we out. We having a good old time. But you never think about what what happens eventually when this ends. And now you're back to reality. You're back to having to be responsible. Then you realize that it all comes back worse than it was before. And people are not prepared for that. So it's interesting how that goes. But you cannot think that these devils are gonna just say, oh, we care so much about you that here, take all this money, take care of yourself, have a good time, and then that's it. That's not how it works. They always come to collect. It says here, a friend who used to live in the apartment along with her 2 kids moved out in mid-2021. But though Nice's household is using less electricity, she's still getting charged about the same amount per month, which is $244 on average. So you're paying $50 a week to drive from house to house for your gas. You got your monthly energy bill, which is $244. You got to pay rent. You got to pay for groceries. Whew, how much is your job really paying you? Now, let's say by some miracle you're able to cover that, and then the next month all those bills go up. It says here, I just don't understand how electricity can be so high, she says. Well, blame your governments. They're doing it to you. It says here, that's right. Yeah, yep. They have a severe lack of acumen, like the brother said. Yeah, look that word up. But anyway, it says here, California's PG&E Corp has seen more than 40% jump since February 2020 in the number of residential customers behind on payments. For New Jersey's Public Service Enterprise Group, the total is up more than 30% for customers at least 90 days late, and that's just since March. And that's the thing, like, as time goes on, prices go up. Like, things get worse and they get worse. And the scriptures tell you that when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. And coming out of this demic, people felt like everything is all great again. Yes, the lockdowns are lifted. Yeah, we can go out and chill. We outside. We can go back to living the lives we used to live, because the main problem that we were facing, is gone now. Now they're starting to see that you have bigger problems than a C-demic. It says here the average price consumers pay for electricity surged 15%, and people got to start getting familiar with percentages, man. Somebody you'll see like 2%, you'll see 10%, you'll see 15%. Oh, that's small. That's small because you're thinking of 15 out of 100. Well, that's a small number. You let your prices go up 15%, and you'll see. Every cent or percent matters and counts, and especially when it's going against you. So you'll see people that, oh, inflation it went up to 8%. Oh, it was 6%, went up to 8%, it went up to 11%. Well, I mean, that's mad little though. Yeah, that's because they don't understand how that works and how that's gonna affect them. This is a part of the lack of, the ignorance, which is gonna affect people. It says in July from a year earlier, the biggest 12-month increase in the data since 2006. Let's see. The US is waking up to a problem that's plagued other parts of the world since last year. See, so it's finally hitting this place. It says in Germany, the government slapped a levy of $296 on households to pay for natural gas as Russia squeezes energy flows to Europe after the invasion of Ukraine. See, there you go again. In the UK, government support for energy bills doubled to $482 for every household starting in October. But prices are rising so fast that the support might not be enough. Do you understand what kind of suicidal condition the UK is in right now? We're giving you $482, like equivalent, for every household, right? Like I said, starting in October. Okay, you're gonna give them that for support. You're gonna say, "Damn, these prices are going so up so much. That's not enough." Give them double that. Give them I don't know 600 and something. Give them 800 and something. And then the whole time you're so focused on keeping up with energy prices. Do you know what's gonna happen to the value of your currency? Like, do you see what's going on here? But that's okay because right behind the scenes on deck, they got the CBDCs ready. They got it paired up with a UBI system program. They got a known traveler program, and they got the MOTBs, the CHIPs ready to be associated with this digital currency. So you got the WEF talking about the known traveler program, right, with a global digital ID, and then the same people are coming out and telling you that, hey, it's a good idea to implant yourself with the CHIPs and let them track you. I mean, that to me, that sounds like something that can go hand in hand. A digital ID, the known traveler, the key word is known. They want to know, right? The known traveler, wherever you go, whatever part of the world you're in, they can find you, they can track you. You have one ID everywhere. Going to another country will not protect you. Okay, but they're working on different fronts, and they're bringing it all together slowly but surely. Like when you look at how, like, cars, for example, are like made and manufactured, you have different parts that are built, and then they at the end they put it all together. Oh, put this here, put this here, but then they got machines that do it. But they got, they build the tires, they build the rims, they build the engine, they build the steering wheel, they build all these things, and then they put it all together. So that's what they're doing. Building the different infrastructures, promoting the CHIP on the financial aspect, on the security aspect, on the identification aspect, traveling aspect, all these different parts that is going to play a role in, and then eventually you start to combine it, start to put it together. Oh, well, if we got a digital ID system, and we got a digital wallet, and we got a digital, tracking, like, why don't we just put it all together into one device? That can also be your keys to your house. It can also be your keys to your car. It can, you don't need anything. You can just have that. They're gonna push. I mean, they're already doing it. But anyway, it says here, more than 100,000 people have signed a pledge from campaign group Don't Pay UK to cancel their direct debit energy payments beginning in October. I wonder what that's going to lead to. If you cancel your payments and they cancel your electricity, I mean, what do you expect it to happen? I mean, you're going to tell them, yeah, I'm not paying it. They're going to tell you, okay, well, we're not giving you the energy. Then what? Then you start rioting? The world is in a very tight spot, and people are in a lose-lose situation, and they're about to get hit with that reality, and it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. And then when we tell people, oh no, you guys are fear mongers, you guys are, well, we're supposed to be fear mongers because the scriptures say, therefore, knowing the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. We're telling you that what you are seeing now is nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. So you're supposed to be persuaded. You're supposed to, through fear, you're supposed to say, damn, I don't want to be a part of this. Ain't nothing yet. Then I don't want to see what yet is. You know, what do I do? How are you supposed to get right? It says here in Japan and Thailand. So you're seeing that this isn't a problem, like I mentioned, isolated to just the UK. You got different parts of the world. That's why, some of these articles that come out are like, they're geared towards the world, right? World problems, world global energy crisis, global food crisis, global economic crisis. There's a reason for that. When you want a world solution, a worldwide solution, you need to bring a worldwide problem. Why would you bring a worldwide solution to a problem that only one country is facing? The other countries are going to look at you and say, no, I'm all right. I don't need that solution. I don't have that problem. But now if you have the problem that everybody's facing, then you can bring your solution on a world scale. And we know how they work with that problem reaction solution. So create world problems and present world solutions. And before you know it, you'll be in a new world order. How to enter the NWO 101? Well, you're seeing it going on right now. It says in Japan and Thailand, electricity bills are surging as the countries grapple with expensive fuel costs that have been made worse by their slumping currencies. Pakistan, Bangladesh, falling short in the global competition for costly fuel, have suffered from rolling blackouts and increasing power bills. Do you see what's going on? It says, in the earlier days of the pandemic, some states and utilities halted power disconnections, shielding customers like NICE who'd falling on hard times. But those measures wound down just as inflation gathered steam. You see? So it's like you may be going at one pace. It's like if you're running, right? If you're running or you're jogging or you're in a race or you gather some momentum, and it gets to a point where you get really, 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 really tired and you want to stop. But there's a heavy price to pay when you stop, because as long as you have the momentum, you can keep pushing yourself because you're already going. Just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. When you stop, yeah, you get to rest a bit, but then picking back up again, trying to gain that momentum you had before is going to be much harder than it was before you stopped. And the reason I'm giving that an example is to say that you may have been going through hard times, struggling paycheck to paycheck, but you were still able to keep up with it. They gave you a break. When they gave you a break, your budgeting system probably changed a bit because certain things you didn't have to worry about like you did before. But now, as it says, the measures started to wind down just as inflation gathered steam. Now you're trying to get back. Now you got, oh shit, now I got to worry about this bill. I got to worry about this bill again. I forgot I had to, oh my Lord. And all these things they're not just forgiving you of these debts. They're just piling up. So now you're back in the game and you're already at a disadvantage. Now the question is, how are you going to survive and then pay these bills that you owe? Because now you're in debt. It says U.S. households owe about $16 billion in late energy bills, double the pre-pandemic total. See? According to NIADA, the average balance owed has climbed 97% since 2019 to $792. The bills just aren't affordable, says Mark Wolf, NIADA's executive director. People on the bottom, they can't pay this. So now what? That's the question, right? That's what we need to look at. Now what? Okay, if they can't pay this is the condition that's in. Now what? What's the next step? It says for investor-owned utilities or owned U.S. utilities, the financial repercussions of accumulating debt from unpaid customer bills are typically limited. That's because state regulators often allow utilities to recover their losses by adding a charge for customers who are paying their bills or taxpayers help pick up the tab. Boy, you better think twice about that because people ain't gonna want to hear that. The hell you talking about? It says here in in Nice's case, her power was out for only 3 days. The nonprofit Citizens Utility Board of Minnesota helped her negotiate a payment plan with Excel. Yeah, but who's to say everybody's going to be that lucky? Or, her experience is common. Utilities shut off customers only what? Utilities shut off customers only as a last resort, according to Excel. About 80% of U.S. utility customers who experience a shutoff will have service restored in a few days, Wolf says. Yeah, that's now. The remaining 20%, though, may be close to eviction or on the verge of homelessness. Because here, if you look at it from the one perspective, okay, we'll shut it off for a few days and restore it. But from the actual person living there, from their perspective, like it says, they may be on the verge of eviction. Hence, they weren't able to pay the bills, the utility bills. Yeah, this article is long as hell. All right, no, I'm gonna pause it here. I want to go through a few precepts, but like I said, the link to the article is in the description. So, I pretty much read the main part. All right, as to what's going on. We covered the different countries, which there's more. All right, but these are just a few that were listed. And as things get worse, the forecast is not telling you it's getting better. Okay, these things are gonna get worse, and as they get worse, these kinds of articles will be more, more intense. So moving on, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5, verse 9. It says here, and salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall shall destroy one another. Why are they going to do that? Because of the hard times. People are going to turn on each other. It says, as they have the saying, survival of the fittest. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber. Yeah, and that's why people are going to be unstable in the minds. They're not going to have a sense of direction. They're not going to know what exactly is going on or what to do or how to get help. It says, and shall be sought of many. Yeah, think about it, right? Imagine, because today, right? Say you're going somewhere with somebody and they just suddenly just drop to the floor. And then you just start screaming, help, help, I need help. She just collapsed. It's likely people are going to come around, and maybe there might be somebody that's a doctor or somebody that's a nurse or somebody around, or they'll call 911, and things will get taken care of in a relatively normal manner. But now, as societal collapse sets in and things get more and more difficult, somebody drops down, help, help, please, she dropped down. People they don't even hear you. They don't even hear you. You see it all the time. People stand, you can have a group of people standing there. Some random person comes by, sidelines, punches somebody off guard, knocks them out, and people just stand there and look. And then the person who knocked them out just walks away. I mean, ultimately, it's judgment. The Most High set it up that way, but it's showing you that people don't expect people to stick their neck out for you, especially not in the times that we're coming in. All right, somebody could see you getting chased by a wild animal or by a person with a knife, and they're running to you asking for help. The bystander, you know what they're gonna do? As they see you coming towards them, they're gonna sidestep out the way and then tell you that's your problem. So do not, especially in these coming times, do not expect that just because because you're asking for help is gonna come. That's why the scripture says you got to trust in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, because you cannot expect that just because you're asking for help, the right thing to do is for somebody to help me. Yeah, okay. That's right. Shalom, shalom, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai B'Akatham. This is stay in the spirit, 144 Ba. Because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Yep, I was just thinking of that precept in my head. All right, in the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter. So as things get more and more, because people are going to think about it, right? Like, okay, let's say I see a woman getting sexually assaulted. I'm not talking about me. I'm saying in the sense of a hypothetical situation, right? You see a woman getting sexually assaulted. why if somebody's gonna say, well, the dude got a gun, right? You're not my woman. Why should I step in there and risk my life? What if he shoots me? You know? That's right. Hey, Shalom, Apostle. This is Apostle Ramlab, GMS Info Doc Channel 12. When people have nothing left to lose and they've lost everything, they lose it. Yep, gone. Exactly. And that's what we're getting ready to see right here. Okay. Violence is a byproduct of sin. Yep. So as you're seeing, these hard times, these are the things like what they say, the World Economic Forum, you will own nothing and be happy. Before people even try to even think about happiness, in order for you to own nothing, you need to go from a point of having whatever you have and losing all of that. So as people go through that point, that's why the scriptures say that there's going to be, that uproar, and people are going to stand up and fight against another and disregard their kings and their princes, because they're going to be going through these great losses, these hard times in harsh conditions. When it comes to food and water and shelter, people don't play. Rioting for food and water and shelter and bills and cost of living is a different kind of rioting than being out there on the street screaming no justice, no peace, or Black Lives Matter. Because at the end of the day, guess what? Black Lives Matter until you're hungry. Then you stop at a fast food restaurant, or you go back to your house and get ready for work on Monday, and post on social media about how you're an advocate for this. You're not going to be thinking about that when there is no house to go back to, when there's no power in your house, when there's no food to eat. People are going to have a different mindset, a completely different mindset. And that's when you're going to see what the true animal, the true beast come out in these people. I mean, if it's going to get to the point where people are going to be eating each other, right? Cannibalism, they're going to be eating children. They're going to be eating other people. People are going to be banding up together in groups. That's why we say you got to look at things with a spiritual eye. When you watch like certain movies that are like post-apocalyptic, watching it with a spiritual eye is you got to look and see, okay, I understand that, yeah, this is a movie, but how are these people reacting to the condition that is happening in the movie, whether it's an earthquake or an outbreak of a certain, a pathogen or some blackout or something like that. Look at how the people's mindset changes. A very good movie is Belko Experiment. In the Belko Experiment movie, you can see how, and it's man, it shows you how people's minds work. In the beginning of the movie, they were all going to work like it was regular. It's a regular job. The guy looks at the chick, he wants to hit on her. She fake smiles on his face, and then she talks shit behind his back, and all these things, right? People are flirting until they shut the whole building down and then told them what really was going on and said, look, you need to kill this many people by this time or else we're going to start doing it. And then you can see how in the beginning it's like, no, somebody's playing a prank. They go into denial. No, that's not true. But what happened when the bodies started dropping? These people turn into killers. It doesn't matter they turn into stone cold killers. And you look at somebody like, yo, I worked with this guy for years. This guy's mad chill. He bought me, lunch when I didn't have money and all of that. Now this guy's standing above me with an axe about to cut my head in half. Because like the apostle put the quote, when people have nothing left to lose and they've lost everything, they lose it. And that's when you're going to have a lot of spirits, a lot of death angels on people, and a death angel does not fear a gun. A death angel does not fear a knife. He does not fear pepper spray. You got women, they reach into their purse, stay back, I got pepper spray. They'll try to spray you and shit. If somebody has a spirit on them and they're coming towards you, they're not in their right mind. The spirit, the demon is controlling them. So the vessel may look like a person, they walking towards you, but you might wonder why you shooting this person 3-4 times, then you run out of bullets, and then the person is still running at you. This guy is coming at you like what's that guy? Is it Michael Myers? You hit this guy in the head with a baseball bat, he sits down, gets back up, and then 2 seconds later he's standing behind you. You're gonna have all these things going on. Do you know how scary that's gonna be in real life for people who have no mental preparedness for anything like this? See, they love to watch scary movies, right? Oh, that's the thing. Yeah, I want to go watch The Purge. I want to go watch this. It's fun to watch a scary movie because if it's too scary, you can just close your eyes, right? If it's too scary, you a woman, you just grab onto the arm of your man. Oh no, you know what? I'm tired. Let's pause the movie. We'll finish tomorrow. That's one thing, right? Oh, the main character. Oh, she's so stupid. Why did she go into that room? Why did she just run? Yeah, yeah, because you're watching that. Now it's a whole different thing when you are in the scary movie. Because when you're watching the scary movie, the feeling of fear, you don't feel that. That the cold, the goosebumps that are running through your body, the paralysis from the fear of what you're seeing, the smell of death all around you, the sounds of people screaming, that's what's actually happening. And those are the things that you don't feel when you're just watching the movie. So when that happens and people realize this is not a dream, I can't press pause and go and grab popcorn, you're going to understand why it says it's going to be a time like never before. But as it says back in 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 10, it says, and shall be sought of many and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon the earth. So people are going to be seeking. They're going to be seeking answers. A good movie is Bushwick with Batista. For those that like watch wrestling, like in the past, Batista, he was one of the actors in there. And in that movie, you can see how he had knowledge of where they had to go. Apparently, there were I believe there were helicopters like at a certain rally area that would rescue people and take them to like a safe zone somewhere. And he had knowledge of that. Now, they were looking because there were certain checkpoints, like they will get to this area and then find out, no, whatever you're looking for, they said they changed it, now it's over here. So people were constantly looking for, okay, well, what do we do? Where do we go? What's going on? And this is why the woman inside of the movie, she started off with her man coming out the train station. Her man's face got blown off, and she started, she talking about, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna get help. That's it. She forgot about her man. She left. She ran. She dipped. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it. We're gonna get into that. So she ran, and now she was by herself. As she tried to, sneak around, two dudes grabbed her and they tried to rape her. Then, that's when Batista came in, saved her, beat them up and everything. And as he's going his way, guess what? When she saw, hey, this guy can protect me. This guy knows where he was a janitor. But she saw this guy knows what's going on. He turned on the radio. He was listening. Okay, boom, boom. He started packing his stuff. He grabbed his book bag and he was out. And guess what? Now she's just, wait, where are you going? What's going on? Well, you can't just leave me here. What you mean you can't just leave you here? Now, who's to say that she wasn't one of those kinds of women that you even try to ask her for the time? She looks at you talking about, I got a boyfriend, leave me alone. Don't even look at your dusty ass. But now when shit is going south, because you don't know what's going on, you don't know what to do. All you know is that it's just violence and chaos all around you. You're seeking that. You're looking, can somebody please just tell me what's going on? You may have a mother get separated from the child. And here it is. People are running around and please, have you seen my son? He looks like this. Do you think somebody's going to want to stop and listen and help you then? So it's going to be real tough. And he didn't even make it LOL because the spirit of the Lord wasn't with him. Yeah, because, and man, when you watch the movie, when you get to that part, it was like it came out of nowhere because he's the main. Well, he was one of the main characters. He basically went through hell and back, went all the way almost to the end, just to get put to death. In a very, very unexpected, and I mean, just if you were playing a video game and you died that way, you'd be upset. To get so close, but yep, the spirit of the Lord wasn't with him. And ultimately that's a part of what's going to keep us stable in the mind. Because if you start to think carnally in Jacob's trouble, you're going to lose your mind. Because there's no carnal solution. You can't think carnally to try and calm you down. The reason I say that is because it's going to be so deadly out here that when you say, when you think in your mind, okay, what carnal way can I survive what's coming? there will literally be no outcomes. There will be zero outcomes for you to think of in a carnal way to survive what's coming. And that'll make you even in more fear, because you'll say, then there's no way to survive this. But when you tap into a higher level thinking and you start thinking spiritually, you start to understand, yo, you know what? Hold on a second. Hold on. First off, if I'm serving Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, I'm calling upon Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. This is like an invincibility cheat code, you know? I'm not gonna die unless the Lord wants me to die. I don't have to worry about getting hit in the head with a stray bullet or starving to death. I may not know how I'm gonna eat, but I can have the mindset and stability of the mind that I'm not gonna starve to death, because I'm gonna call upon the Lord and I have faith, as He said, and He's not a man that He should lie, that He's gonna deliver us. These things will keep you calm. They will keep you grounded. You know, they will keep you going. Take that next extra step and trust in the Lord, no matter where you are. That's why King David said, what? Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. Because you know that the one that controls evil is with you. So having the understanding and the faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is a powerful, powerful thing. And once you realize that, you'll see how much, as the scriptures say in Isaiah, I believe it's the 26th chapter, it says that thou will keep him in perfect peace. Matter of fact, let me actually pull that up real quick. That chapter is an incredible chapter, especially that verse right there. Perfect peace. And it explains what kind of individual, right? Isaiah 26, verse 3. It says here, thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee. This is a conditional statement. Because he trusts in you, because his mind is stayed on you, that is the kind of individual that the Lord is going to keep in perfect peace. Not just peace, perfect peace. And this is something to be desired. You know, so, hey, look, this world may look at us whatever they want to look at us as, but we know what we know. And we know what they don't know and what they're about to find out. All right. And we're not idiots. Okay. We're not idiots. We're not going to sit here and because somebody's looking at me funny, or, you know, my job is finding out that I'm just going to stop doing this. No. Back in 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 11, it says, one land. Oh, Salakia, verse 10. The second part, it says, then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon earth. Now, when you look up the word incontinency, it goes into basically a lack of self-restraint, meaning that, like linking up with Matthew 24, the the love of many waxing cold, people are going to do whatever they want to do. That's why there's always so much chaos when there's anarchy, because there's no self-restraint. There's nothing holding people back from just doing whatever they want to do. And once people lock into that mindset, do whatever it takes to survive, you're going to see a different kind of hell. It says, one land also shall ask another and say, is righteousness that maketh a man righteous gone through thee? And it shall say, no. And at the same time shall men hope, but nothing obtain. They shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper. And that's a scary thing, because at that point, you have fallen into the hands of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And as it says in Hebrews 10:31, it is a fearful thing. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. And a lot of people are going to find that out. This is Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 5. He did get killed by a girl. The character in Bushwick. And here it is. He went to use the bathroom, opened the door, and boom, got shot by a scared girl. She was just in there hype, like she thought somebody was going to come and hurt her or something. The second he opened the door, boom. I couldn't even believe it. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. That's it? This guy he done got shot in the leg. You know, he healed it. He put the fire thing to burn it and heal the wound and all that. Go through all of this to get shot by a girl hiding in the bathroom, and that's it. That's the end of your story. I mean, but it goes to show you, if you don't have the Spirit of the Lord, there's no assurance of safety. At any point, even the smallest thing can kill you. You can take out 10 different dudes and be all this macho man and slip on a rock and hit your head on pavement and die. Just like that. There is no winning against Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, you know. And this ain't, like the saying goes, if you can't beat him, join him. This ain't one of those, because you shouldn't even be trying to beat the Lord. The first thing should be join him, you know. But this is Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 5. It says, "Thus saith the Lord God, an evil and only evil," which the word evil means a bad time. All right, behold, is come. An end is come, the end is come, it watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. And we know that it is come, and that's why we're on high alert. All right, as the scriptures say, this is where is it? No, it's not this one. Accounted worthy. And that's why the scriptures say that what? We're supposed to be, let's see, counted worthy. We're supposed to be watching as well as praying. All right, because these things are happening, and it's like, I just want to make sure I have the, see, worthy to escape. You know, we have to watch these things as well as pray. All right, we're praying that the Lord has mercy on us when these things come to pass, that Lord willing, right? Luke 21:36, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Because Yahushua is returning right at the end of the tribulation. All right. But if you're of the elect, you'll be protected through it all and, delivered at the end. Now, if you're a martyr, guess what? Even if you are a martyr, the Lord will put a spirit on you, just like he put on the 7 brothers in the book of 2nd Maccabees, to go through it, to glorify him, and then to be raised up in the last days. So either way it goes, if you're of the elect, it's a win-win. You're going to be taken care of. But you need to have faith. Like the elder Yahshua said, faith provokes miracles. And when you look at all the accounts in history of our forefathers and foreparents and how the Lord came to them, protected them through divine intervention, it was through faith. They were willing to hazard their lives and risk it upon their faith in the Lord, and the Lord always came through. So we also have to have that faith on a level that it will provoke miracles. The Lord is like, look, if I don't step in, this guy he's done, because he's not budging. If they come in to kill this individual, and he's not budging because he says he has faith in me. So if I don't step in now, he's literally going to die. But you got to have the mindset of just trusting fully in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and just leaving it up to him, or leaving it up to them. So yeah, that was pretty much it. Like I said, I put the link to the article in the description box, so you can check it out from there. Yep, I'll close it off with this precept. This is Yahweh's warrior, Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 6. It says, believe in him, who? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and he will help thee. And the Lord is merciful. The Lord is not playing, this is not a trick game. The Lord is not playing a trick with us. He literally has given us the blueprint. He said, look, just believe me, and that's why the Lord gets so pissed when people can't do something. He's not giving you super crazy, wild ass directions. It's pretty straightforward. Do this and I will give you this. Don't go and do something else and expect me to give you this. All right. So it says, what? Believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall. So as these things are coming, we have to wait for the Lord's mercy. Don't go aside. But Lord, they're saying that if I don't take it, they're going to take my kids away from me. And if I don't go and take the C-hib, that I can't eat, and my son is sick, and how do I get? You have to wait for the mercy of the Lord. He controls life and death. And if you go aside, you're going to fall. But if you have faith in the Lord, your faith will be rewarded. So believe in the Lord, because we are this close. We are this close, and we are close enough to where, forget everything else. This is your number one priority. All right. You have to finish the race, as the Apostle Paul said. Finish the race and receive your crown. Because at the end of the day, I know we all want to hear that well done, my good and faithful servant. And we're going to do whatever we need to do, just like these devils are going to do whatever they need to do to do their new world order. Well, we're going to do whatever we need to do to be delivered. So that was pretty much it. Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.